Hi everyone, just thought I'd update you on the situation with using or not using Warfield School, but also the promise to explore the possibilities around church planting in this spring and summer. So obviously in terms of the question about whether we could go back into Warfield School to have a service there or a monthly gathering, we are waiting for costs related to the school's heating. That will not be known till April, and then the next PCC will be in May. Obviously, there are lots of factors in deciding whether to go back in, whether God's leading us in, whether it's the right time, whether we have the resources. But this is just to let you know that if it were to happen, the earliest it could happen would therefore be in July, because we're not going to be able to make a decision about it until May. So I just thought it would be helpful to let you know the timescale. However, you might remember that whatever the outcome about going into that particular building or doing this kind of outreach, this kind of church, we promised that in the spring we'd give an opportunity to bring people together who've got a passion for missional forms of church, for reaching out to others in new ways, for the Woodhurst area, for church planting. And this gathering people together has coincided with an opportunity to perhaps join a learning community that's being run by the Church of England, specifically about church planting. Now, this is run by something called Myriad with another organisation called Kairos Connection. And it's beginning in May. And it just involves a small team from your church going away 5 times over 2 years, just for a day and a half, to learn with other churches, to listen to God, to plan, to seek new possibilities. And I think this could be a really exciting opportunity for us as a church, and particularly for those of us who want to listen to God again about what the new shape of missional church could be. It's going to be run by a couple called Jeff and Christy, who I've known for a while. They live in Bicester, they're church planters, and they've said they're willing to come on Sunday, March the 29th, to our house from 7 till 9 to meet people, to talk about how it might work, to help us explore. Now, whether you'd be interested in joining a learning community like this, or whether you're just open to the possibility of new ways of being church, come along on March the 29th. That will be a gathering for people who have got that on their heart. If you can't make March the 29th, but would still like to be involved in this, then do let me or Ruth know. For those of you who are interested, I've attached to the end of this video a short feedback video from one of the learning communities that has already happened, so you can get a feel for it. And there's also a link here to a website where you can find out much more. So let's pray just for wisdom about going forward, not to rush too much, to listen to God, but to be open to the possibilities that he might give us.
So we have just had our first Myriad National Learning Community. It's been amazing, but don't just take my word for it. Let's hear some of the highlights from the participants.
I think there's many highlights for me because it brought clarity to what our group is all about now. And I think the fact that of being in a room where people are all in the same boat, so to speak, it was real energizing to just feed off one another. So I think it's been a great conference, and definitely look forward to what God's going to do now that we have more clarity in terms of moving forward.
Yeah, it's been an amazing weekend. I really enjoyed it. The food has been excellent, and the teaching has been really good, and the seminars, and it's just been a great opportunity for me and my fellow leaders to discuss where we're at and where we feel like God is calling us to, and explore that together. And it's been so great to have that kind of time away to explore that.
I would use 3 words. One is validation. We've been on this journey, and you almost feel God's called us to do something which is out of the ordinary. It's not traditional, and you almost think, Lord, is this really you? And we're on those birth pangs and lots of questions. So we feel validated coming here to see lots of other people who have had similar visions. The second word I'd use is clarity. I've never done anything like this before. I didn't intend to plant a church. but we just found ourselves in the middle of one and we didn't know what to do next. And this gave us immense clarity as a team to say, well, at least we know what the next steps are. And the third big word I think the entire team would say is we're immensely encouraged. We feel so overwhelmingly encouraged. So big thank you to Myriad. We didn't know what to expect, but this has blown our minds. We feel so encouraged.